Hi, it's Miles Red Songbird, the Michelle Birdsong in New York City. And I'm speaking to you about the CNN article called Nikola Tesla, Incarnations, and Family. That's what I call it. That's not what CNN called it. And it's an article by Lauren Kent. Okay, now Nikola Tesla, as Henry Ford, created the carnation, inventing the assembly line to mass produce his automobile, the Ford. Okay, and the Holy Royal, he's a member of the Holy Royal family who have not yet experienced their coronation, but soon. Okay, let's begin for part 2. Mark Alisi, executive director of the Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe in New York, where teams are refurbishing Tesla's lab into a museum and innovation hub. Okay, in mass aviation. In mass aviation. Now, M for mother, M-O for mother, T for true, I for pleasure, V for victory, at for at, I for pleasure, O for ordered, N. Earth mother, true pleasure, victory, at pleasure, ordered in the world. That means true pleasure is the pleasure Eve Tesla orders in. Okay. What they order in is true pleasure. Freud, Eve analysis, and also Tesla. Wim Hof's wife. Have you heard of Wim Hof? He's an amazing man. He won 26 Guinness Book of World, broke 26 Guinness Book of World records. He's amazing physically. So anyway, I figured him out, this analysis, so let me read it to you. Wim Hof's wife lay cold and dead on the sidewalk because she jumped out of the window 8 floors. Now his method of living life is to become cold and dead to comfort by taking cold showers and swimming in icy cold water. Okay, that's him. That's why he does that. Okay. Nikola Tesla's lab at Wardenclyffe in New York is being transformed into a science education and technology center. Wonderful, said Nikola Tesla. Note, when I say note, that means I am injecting my opinion or my facts into the piece I'm talking about. Note, as long as the inventions are thought through and what can harm is found out about and explained to the public, then it's okay. Tesla once had an invention that was harmful, and he took a hammer and destroyed it. If Tesla didn't accelerate the AC current system, this is Lauren Kent's article starting up again, we would be 50 years behind technologically than where we are today. But it is not just AC power that Tesla worked on. Motors, radios, X-rays, neon signs, and other technology was advanced by his extraordinary mind. We take a look at the most famous and important inventions that Nikola Tesla contributed. Alternating current. This is a Tesla technology that sparked a war with Edison. the developer of direct current, and it's the subject of the new film. Now, back in 1884, Tesla left Europe to work for Edison, who supposedly promised him $50,000 to fix the problems with DC power. Okay, now I'm adding Washington, D.C. power as Senior Executive Service. Okay, let's see. Tremendous problems. Let's see. Note, in 2019, we the citizens have tremendous problems with D.C. power, Washington, D.C. power. Also, the Act of 1871 signed by Owen Benjamin, then President Ulysses S. Grant, a treasonous move, made Washington, D.C. the government into a corporation. So when people tell you the government is a corporation, America's a corporation, that's what they're talking about, the Act of 1871. Now, the Senior Executive Service, prepare for change. Deep State Shadow Government revealed. Senior Executive Service, March 29, 2018, by Edward Morgan. If you would like to hear Betsy and Thomas discuss this topic, please listen here at Obama's SES Army Found. Most people know that a new president gets to name over 4,000 political appointees. That's outrageous. Who needs that many people? And go, what a bureaucracy mess we have is called our government. The 4,000 political appointees when they're elected. This political cronyism is partisan politics and fills our bloated government with unqualified employees. The deep state is much deeper than that. There is a much more sinister system in place that controls Washington, D.C.'s bureaucracies through an actual organized shadow government called the deep state. It is the heart of the swamp. Okay, let's see what swamp. Swamp means something different when I decoded it. S for Stevie. W for wonder. Let's see. The heart of the earth. S for Stevie. W for wonder. A for A. M for L. Parent of Robin Michelle Birdsong. The heart of the earth. Stevie Wonder, a male parent of Robin Michelle Birdsong. Okay, and that's what we got it. Here it is. That's Stevie Wonder and Robin Michelle Birdsong, his biological daughter. In this American Intelligence Media Citizen Intelligence Report, we're going to show you exactly who they are, the deep state, and how we can remove them. The Washington, D.C. Deep State is a group of 8,156 appointed managers in 75 federal agencies that control the executive bureaucracy and tell new political appointees what they can and cannot do. Yes, that's right. The Deep State is an official government program, well organized, comprehensive, and in charge. Note, buried deep in the minds of people are their past lives, impressions, and grooves left from the people they once were. Unless the person has done the work to find himself or herself among all these other lives, energies, he or she cannot know himself or herself. So he or she is ruled by his or her subconscious programs, gained the last trimester of their mother's pregnancy and the first 7 years of their lives. The child acts out the parent is unconscious. And if the parent is unconscious, the child and parent are alike. The parent often doesn't like seeing himself in the child, though. He or she doesn't recognize the child's behavior as his or her own desires because he or she doesn't know him or herself. Like Cher, whose daughter Chastity followed through on Cher's desire to be a man. Okay, followed. F for feelings. O for ordered. L for will. To LOWE for lower, self, and WD for wed. Okay, let's read the whole thing. Feelings ordered, will to lower self, and wed one's desire to be dad, not mom. This is Cher wanted to be her dad, not her mother. That's how it is. She wanted to be a man. Solution, she identified with the man, her father. I dropped the phone, sorry. Solution. What's the solution to Cher and Chastity's craziness? Talk and share therapy, which was guided by Jesus Christ in the flesh, Gurinder Singh and Charan Singh guided me to create this talk and share therapy, so you can sort out, so you can separate yourself from the other selves, past life selves, unless you want to embrace them and integrate them into your being. Then you can access their power, skills, abilities, sensibilities, et al. And you note dominant men personalities in a woman's body has no maternal instinct, so they easily abort their babies. Solution: sonogram to awaken the female maternal instinct in them. Did you follow that? Okay. The man in the woman dominating the woman's body says, yes, I'll abort the baby. What does he care? He doesn't have a maternal instinct. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, but if the woman letting the man dominate, if she sees a sonogram of her baby, as I saw a sonogram of my baby, then her maternal instinct will dominate the man in her. You see, because that's how powerful, strong the maternal instinct is. So if you want to cure, if you want to stop abortion, make a law that women have to look at sonograms of their babies before they kill them. That's all. I mean, what kind of society are we that we allow the killing of babies? That's so barbaric. That's not even the word. I don't even know what the word is. I dropped the phone again. Okay, now back to the SEC, Service Executive Corps. No, what's it called? The Service Executive, I forgot what it is called now. Out of the 8,156 members who make up this deep state of ensconced bureaucrats, over 7,000 were appointed by Obama. This article is about a year or so old. These are the Obama holdouts that still control the executive branch of government a full year after Trump has come to office. You can see this is dated, but the information is still good, still true. Obama expanded the existing program of deep state managers and appointed 7,000 of the 8,156 bosses, who are called the Senior Executive Service. That's what it's called, the Senior Executive Service. This shadow government, this federal cabal, works in the shadows. Some call it Obama's army. Let's review what we know about the power of political appointees who hold important leaderships and policy-making positions. the four basic types of appointments. Presidential appointments with Senate confirmation. There are 1,212 senior leaders. Leaders decoded. L for will, E for Eve energy, A for Adam, D for declares, E for Eve, R for Rada, S for Sami. Let's read the whole thing. Will, Eve energy. Adam declares, Eve her source, Rada Sami, Lord of the soul. Okay, so Eve is Lord of her soul, according to Adam's declaration, who was the will of her energy. Okay, up here her source decoded. He, her, so, you, R for her, C for conscious, E for Eve. He, her, that's Eve Tesla. So you, her, conscious, Eve. Okay, so you sow, you reap what you sow. You, her, as a conscious Eve. So Eve is the Lord of her soul. She's the Lord of Tesla even. Okay. And the Lord of Einstein, all the other energies in her body. She's the boss. Just as Govinda Singh is the Lord of the energies in his body, which is Jesus Christ. He's a Buddha, Santa Claus, and all the other energies. Okay, so there are 1,212 senior leaders, including the cabinet secretaries and the deputies, the heads of most independent agencies and ambassadors, who must be confirmed by the Senate. Second, presidential appointments without Senate confirmation. So there are 353 positions which make up the White House staff, although they are also scattered throughout many of the smaller federal agencies. The White House don't have many positions that they can appoint. Non-career senior executive service. Members of the senior executive service work in the key positions just below the top presidential appointees, bridging the gap between the political leaders and the civil service throughout the federal government. Okay, the next group of appointees. Schedule C appointments. There are 1,403 Schedule C appointments who serve in a confidential or policy role. They range from schedulers and confidential assistants to policy experts. Most of the SES appointees do not arise from inside the respective agencies through a merit system and often are not qualified. Note, that is why government makes a mess of anything they try to control, like health care. They don't have expertise. Expertise decoded. E for Eve, X for unknown, PER for person, T for true, I for pleasure, is for is, E for Eve. Whole thing says, Eve, unknown person. You don't know me. I'm unknown. True pleasure is Eve's earth, mother, heart of a mother, nature of a mother. Okay, that's Eve, the one you don't know. But you get my energy because it's what is the order of the world. Just as Adam's will is the order of the world for males. Okay, so I'm going to stop now. I have to do a part 3. What do you know? Okay, there you go. This is Smile Red Songbird in New York City. I'll be back with part 3 after I upload this video. I hope you're learning a lot and understanding the world more and life more. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching.